Hey everyone, thanks again for joining me. There's something that weighs very heavy on my heart every single day, and it's really weighing on me right now. And it's something I've talked about here and there, but I think it's time to make a full video of it because I've been quiet on this topic long enough. You know, if you take a look in our world, we have divided ourselves. We finger point at each other because you don't believe the way I do, or I don't believe the way you do. We do it in religion. We do it in our politics. We do it in our families. And I want to say something about politics right now. This really, we've really divided ourselves politically, and we don't need to. There was a time in our country, in the United States, when a president won the election, we respected that. And we've turned politics into a weapon, just like we've turned religion into a weapon. You know, a lot of you have heard me say I got a mix of people, mix of friendships, religious, non-religious, spiritual, non-religious, or spiritual, non-spiritual, etc., etc. And just like in politics, I got a lot of Democrat friends and I got a lot of Republican friends, and I'm sure you do too. But we've turned politics, just like everything else in our world, we've turned it into another way to point the finger. Guess what? I'm right. And to prove that I am right about what I'm saying against Trump or against Biden or against this political party or that political party or against this religious organization or that religious organization, to prove that I'm right, I'm going to post it on social media to get my point out there, and so my voice can be heard, so I can prove to everyone that I am right. When does it stop? When does it stop? When do we start loving each other and respecting each other? That's the big one. Respecting each other. We have created the division. We can't blame it on politics. We can't blame it on the government. We can't blame it on religion. You, me, we have created this separation amongst humanity by saying, well, the LGBTQ are over here. The whites are over here. The white supremacists are over here. The Africans are over here. The it goes on and on. When do we stop doing that to each other and realize that we are all God's children? We are all connected by the breath. We breathe the same air. We have the same DNA. But yet we keep pointing the finger at each other. I'm right and you're wrong. And if you don't agree with me, you're going to go to hell. And if you don't agree with me, you're not invited to my family functions anymore. And if you don't agree with me, you're not going to be my friend anymore. When does it stop? Because all we're doing is hurting each other. The hurting each other has got to stop. The condemnation has got to come to an end. You know, I don't agree with everything. And the beauty is I don't have to. And the other thing, we get into our cars, we get into our vehicles, and no matter what, we think we have the right of way, and the person in front of me is a jackass, excuse my language. But we think that person's an idiot. No matter what the traffic light says, no matter what the stop sign is in front of us, no matter where we're going, we have this attitude as soon as we get into our cars that I'm right. I have the right of way and not you, buddy, especially if I've got a green light and you're plowing through a red light. We justify our behavior. We justify our condemnation of each other, and it's got to stop. Especially when we get into our cars, we become totally different people when we get in those machines. And I don't have to go through all the statistics of how many car accidents there are every single day, and and especially pedestrians that are hit by cars. But my point is, again, when do we stop condemning each other? When do we stop telling each other that we're wrong? When do we acknowledge that we do have similarities? When do we embrace each other's differences and love each other for them and understand why we have differences instead of condemning each other for our differences? My goal is to create a platform of love and acceptance and respect. That's why I created the podcast. I created a Pneuma conversation because we are all part of the same conversation. All of us. And if you haven't heard me say it before, I'm going to say it now. Everyone is welcome to my channel. Everyone is welcome to be a part of my life in some way, shape, or form, with boundaries, with respect. But everyone's invited. I don't push anyone away. I do my best not to. I know I've done it in the past, but I'm a different person now. I see what I was bringing to the table that was a bit hurtful. But everyone is invited here. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to be a part, but the invitation is there. All presences are invited because we are all connected by the breath. And the creator of that breath, you can call it God, you can call it the creator, you can call it divine and precious spirit, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter. But we are all connected by the breath. And the breath is what gives us life. And we all have that in common, but yet somehow we've forgotten. We have forgotten how to love each other. We have forgotten how to respect each other. And I want to ask, when does it end? When does humanity stop hurting each other? When do we stop posting on Facebook and TikTok and all the other places about my political position and saying, here, I'm going to show you again. I've got proof from this place to prove my point that I am right about X, Y, and Z. When does it stop? But you know what? All of you that are doing that, I love and respect you too, because it all belongs. As Richard Rohr says, everything belongs. But I do hope one day humanity will finally be able to come together despite our differences, because our differences is what make us unique. Our differences are God-given. But it's time to come together, because there's this thing called love that we have conveniently forgot about. And we justify it with our behavior. We justify it with our thoughts and go, well, that's love. Until the next time.